Owning a home is still the American dream, but it comes with plenty of emotional and financial challenges. Join real estate broker Ron Evans each week as he shares the latest industry and local real estate market news through interviews with other agents and industry professionals. If you're confused about today's real estate market or just want to understand the home buying and selling process, this show is for you. Here's your host, Ron Evans.
Hey, so I recently made a social media post talking about reasons why a home might be coming back to the market, meaning it received an offer, accepted an offer, opened escrow, and then something happened to have it fall out of escrow and have to come back to market. And I was asked to go into a little more detail, so I thought I would record a video highlighting things that I touched on in the social media post and just dive a little deeper for a few minutes here. So here we go. When the market was going crazy, the last 2 years, post-COVID up until June of this year, we didn't see a lot of homes have to come back to market. And the main reason for that is there was so much competition from buyers. When you have 10, 15, 20, 30 offers or more on a home, if something happens in an escrow, you're not likely coming back to market. You're just going, okay, cool, next, and going to your backup offer or multiple backup offers that you may have had. Today, as we all know, the market has shifted and demand is down due to interest rates being up. And there aren't as many homes, or there are a few more homes on the market, but supply is not quite where it needs to be. But the lowering of demand is really what's driving the market right now, and that's coming off of interest rates. That being said, because of this market shift, buyers are becoming a little more picky, a little more choosy. They're looking for the unicorn. They're looking for the perfect deal. They're extremely, extremely patient right now. The frenzy is over. So it's not uncommon to have a home have to come back to market. But what I want to touch on is some key points that let you know most of the time, if you see this happen, it's not the fault of the home. It's something most often going on with the buyer. And let's just kind of dig into that. So I've come up with 6 common reasons a home comes back to the market, meaning it's opened escrow, fallen out escrow, and now has to come back to market. Or maybe it even was an expired listing. First and foremost, it could be a home inspection problem. Now, this would be something that maybe was an issue with the house. It might not be a big issue with the house, but something was revealed in the home inspection report that the seller and buyer can't agree to on a fix or an equitable solution to have the buyer want to continue with the purchase of the home. Sometimes these are very minor ticky-tacky things, but like I said, buyers right now are extremely picky and they won't budge. Sellers can also be in the position to not want to budge, regardless of what's going on in the market. And this can lead to a home falling out of escrow. Now, I want to caution that this typically can only happen if you're still within your inspection contingency period. Once you remove that contingency, the likelihood of a buyer being able to bail out and resend an escrow just due to repair requests from an inspection is very, very low, unless the inspection revealed something that was kind of catastrophic to the home that nobody knew about or that the naked eye couldn't see. So please keep that in mind. Now, a big one that happens, and it happens now because the market has shifted, is homes didn't appraise. Now, we saw this in early 2020 or mid 2020 and into early 2021 when the market was really ramping up and escalating coming out of COVID. We had so many homes selling for way over purchase price, listing price, that they were not appraising. And this was just due to there were no comps for the appraiser to go off of. And so homes were not appraising. That seemed to settle down. But right now we are seeing some that are not appraising again. And that's because the market has shifted to where the values are dropping sometimes, and fractionally, it's not a lot, but values are dropping even now after you opened escrow. So you have a $600,000 home, you open escrow at $600,000, but maybe something happens in the week that you're waiting for the appraisal to happen, and the appraisal comes out and it's $590,000. It's not a huge significant drop, but it's enough that a buyer may want to walk away if they can't come to a solution with the seller to either lower the purchase price, meet in the middle, get a credit from the seller, or the buyer has to come up and, close that gap. So that can happen today. It wasn't happening for quite a while, but it is happening again today, just a little bit. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the home at all. It's just what the market is telling us with the shift. Buyer's financing was denied. Now, this can happen. It's not very likely because as a listing agent, you should be only accepting offers, hopefully with your seller, that you have vetted really, really well with the lender to know that they are completely approved and it's as bulletproof as possible. Now, there are things that can happen, and sometimes people at the last minute, they lose a job, they have a family tragedy, a myriad of reasons. They go out and buy something that changes their credit score. They weren't listening. That can cause the buyer's financing to be denied after they were approved. So that's another key thing. Has nothing to do with the home. That's all on the buyer. Now you could have simple buyer's remorse. That could happen in this market that we're in now because people are looking at it like, okay, I've just opened escrow, but I keep seeing things on the headlines about where the economy is going and interest rates are going up. And even though I'm locked in, do I want to be locked in for the next 3 or 4 years, possibly waiting for interest rates to come back down and refi because I can't refi tomorrow? You could get some buyer's remorse on that. Again, a lot of these things are dependent upon what contingency periods are still available in your transaction to know if you can actually bail for that reason. Maybe the buyer submitted offers on multiple homes. Now, we would see that a little bit when the frenzy was going, but it was really, really difficult to do that. Buyers would want to do it, and some agents would do it. It's a borderline ethics issue. I'm not gonna deny that. We might see it more today though, because there are fewer buyers and the inventory is getting a little bit higher, that you might see some buyers say, okay, cool, I got 3 homes here that I could live in. Let me see which one I can negotiate the best deal on. So I'm going to put an offer in on all 3. And then I will rescind the 1 or the 2 that I don't want to move forward with. That is a possibility. There's not a whole lot you can do about that. Hopefully the agents involved are educating their clients properly on if you really should do that or not, and have a full understanding. But again, that's just one more thing that is not the home's fault. Now, this last one is a touchy situation. It's title issues are uncovered on the home. Sometimes these things happen, and the home is perfect. The home is beautiful. It passes inspection. You pass appraisal. You're ready to roll on through there. Then all of a sudden the title report comes back and you're like, oh, there's a lawsuit on it. Or, oh, I didn't realize there was a Liz Pendens on it from a contractor. And maybe the homeowner doesn't even know. But that's why we run title reports and why we get homeowners title insurance, to help make sure there are no what we call clouds on title, and that you can own that home free and clear. It can transfer to you and you aren't being encumbered with something that happened while the current owner had possession and title of the home. Those are types of things that unfortunately can happen. It's not as often today as you might have noticed it years ago. But it can happen, and unfortunately that can kill a deal. Again, it's not really the home's fault. It's more of, it's a bookkeeping issue, or it's a records issue, or it's a something that was just on title. It's a paperwork type of a thing. It's not the construction of the home or anything detrimental to the home itself from an inspection, but it could be something that would want the buyer to cancel because they don't want to take on that encumbrance. What I really want to caution is 2 things. Number 1, if you're a buyer and you're looking for a home and you run across a really nice home and you notice, or you find out, it's had 2 offers, it's been in escrow twice, it's had to come back to market twice. Number 1, don't panic. Number two, don't think, oh, this is ripe for a really good deal, I can lowball. That might not be the issue at all. What you want to do is make sure you are talking to your agent, and that your agent is talking to the listing agent to find out the reasons why. Was it because the buyer couldn't perform and the buyer bailed? Was it because, oh, we found cloud on title, but hey, it's been cured, so now we're good to go? Or was it, hey, there were things that came out on the inspection report, the buyer and seller couldn't agree to have it fixed, we came back to market, and in the interim, maybe the seller has had a change of heart and has fixed the items, or has come to know that, okay, I'm gonna have to give her credit to have those items fixed. What I'm getting to is, it's not something to panic about, it's not something to worry about, and it's definitely not something that you would think that you could, most definitely take advantage of the situation, seeing that happen with a property. Now, conversely, if you're a seller, and unfortunately you got your home for sale and you open escrow and it falls out of escrow, don't panic if it has to come back to market. And definitely don't think that you all of a sudden are at a serious disadvantage, because even though demand is down and has waned, the reasons it's down and has waned are temporary. And even though we have more inventory today, or more balance of an inventory for the buyers that are out, not maybe actual numbers, but the statistics are, keep in mind, we still are not at a spot where we have enough inventory for all of the existing buyers that are still out there. So even though demand is down and inventory is up a little, it's not balanced yet. There's no reason you should have to, lay down unless your reasons for moving necessitate that. So keep that in mind. If you're a buyer, don't think that there's something wrong with the home. If you see that it's gone into escrow and come out of escrow and come back to market. And if you're a seller, sometimes things happen and we have to just roll with it, but just know that it doesn't necessarily put you at a disadvantage, and you shouldn't think that way. And hopefully your agent doesn't think that way either. I hope that helped. If you have any direct questions for me, you can always reach me at ron@ronevansrealty.com. You can text me at 949-929-2270. And, we'll see you again soon.